It was my 13th birthday, and I invited a few of my friends over for a party. That night, we decided it would be a good idea to try on a Ouija board. My sister was out of town, so we used it in her room. We set it up with the candle in a glass beside it. After using it for a few minutes, the candle blew out and the glass shattered immediately after. We screamed and ran upstairs. My sister, three of her friends, and I were on a girls' camping trip near Banff or Canmore. We arrived late at night, so we had set up our tents in the dark. Later that night, we were standing and chatting around the campfire, and after some time, we started to hear what sounded like a loon call. It seemed like they were coming from a lake nearby. I started making loon calls back and forth a few times. A few minutes later, our campfire suddenly exploded and got bigger. We were all very startled and let out gasps and shrieks. Out of nowhere, there was a strange man standing with us, who was saying weird things. We figured he threw something on our fire that made it suddenly get bigger. One of us was kind of uncomfortably and evasively answering him with short answers. Our friend, who I'll call S, told him he needed to go, so he did. But then, a few minutes later, we heard what sounded like a woman screaming from somewhere in our campground. S and I walked down the camp road a bit, asking, "Are you okay?" several times. We were pretty freaked out and ended up literally throwing our tents in the back of one of our trucks and got out of there. But then there was a car following us very closely, and it was the man. We called 911, and they stayed on the line with us until we were safely inside our hotel room.